What's up, America? Modern, shitty-looking statues throughout the world now. So you know how there was a bunch of protests and they knocked down all the statues of all the former leaders of the days of yore, throwing Christopher Columbus into the water, stomping on old Confederate generals' heads, that type of shit, Winston Churchill being defaced? Well, I think we need to do a slight expose on what it's being replaced with. Because if you squint real hard, you'll notice that it looks like diarrhea, almost exclusively. So let's take a look at this metal diarrhea that's going up in place of our historical statues that have been destroyed for some reason by a bunch of deranged fucks. So the city of Aurora, Colorado decided to erect Giggity this statue in order to get its reputation back after the Tren de Aguara fiasco where they were taking over apartment buildings. This has been dubbed the Ozempic Statue of Liberty. Doesn't it look fantastic? Let's get a close-up of that face there. Fucking yikes. Now, of course, it's been accompanied by whatever this fucking thing is right here. Of course, as you know, this one in Times Square made news recently. Why, though? They don't have any merit behind them, and there's no reason. It's just a random person. Here's the back of a statue in the Netherlands. This is just a woman standing there, just because she is a black woman. That's what the artist said. That's in the Netherlands. Oh, it gets better. Of course, here's a statue in Florence, Italy, just ignoring the art behind her to be on her phone, because she's looking away from the past. See, I'm serious. You see the art in the background, right? This statue was to turn the back on the past and not give a fuck by being sassy and looking at your phone. I thought this was a weird one to put in London, you know, a predominantly Western nation of English people. Here's a larger full image of it. Of course, as you know, Nelson Mandela makes his appearance in the UK for some reason. So here's a statue to black womanhood. This was erected in Copenhagen, Denmark. Yes, a great Nordic country obviously needs this. Here's another image. Why? So by the way, some of these are permanent and some of these are not. Of course, don't forget this one in San Francisco. So it's not that the skill on these things is poor. Some of them are actually quite good, although some of them are poor. My whole thing is it seems to be that there's a lack of representation for any other race if you haven't noticed anywhere in public. We seem to only be able to have public statues of black individuals and then, of course, modern art, which looks like diarrhea. Do you like the banana taped to the wall? How about a block of wood you can slam fucking nails into at an art exhibit in Los Angeles? Yeah, that's existing. Don't worry, it's Yoko Ono, so I'm sure it's perfect, right? Now, I understand that art is subjective, but you have to understand you pulled down other art because you thought it was racist, and then you replaced it with this. There's not much other representation, and even if there was, it's not fucking pertaining to anything in the country as a public statue. It's just a random person standing there looking off. It has nothing to do with a historical event or anything like that. Maybe that's the point. But it's not about race or religion. It just looks like it's upholding mediocrity. Something that's kind of bland and anybody with a basic or moderate skill level could pretty much perform. I mean, where's the ornateness to it? Where's the maximalism? I know this is a minimalist world, but Jesus Christ, most of that looks like shit, and it's pretty much there for no reason. Even Andy Warhol would be rolling in his grave over this. After collecting the paycheck, of course. And that's another thing, it's pandering. It's like you're pandering for optics to prove that your country's not racist.